y'all wanted to talk about the AI situation.
Okay.
I don't want to give and I don't want to give any what's the word I'm looking for? Any advertising to any of the apps because I do not approve of it.
Uh-oh.
I am a creative. I think I am a creative, and
You are a creative, one of the
and
best illustrators ever. Okay,
it
go ahead.
and that is um taking away you know, opportunities from other creators like illustrators, especially. And I don't think that is fair. But for those, I get it. On the other side, on the flip side of that, I understand it because there's more people who don't know how to draw than there are people who do know how to draw, right? Or illustrator or whatever you want to call it, or sketch. So I get it when they get these apps or these engines and they do their thing and type, a Picasso style gremlin. You know what I mean? Like I understand it. Because asking a creative to do a self portrait or whatever is going to cost more money as opposed to I don't know paying what like $5 or $20 a
If
month
that.
for a generator, AI
eh,
generator. So I understand it. I just can't get behind it. And here's the karma for you guys who are using it. Um, AI is not only going to take over the creative part of things, but it's also going to take over your job. So there.
Well, yeah. Computers, robots, artificial intelligence is gonna take automation is gonna take away a lot of jobs. But as far as the art goes, I'm kind of in between, but I'm more leaning towards using artificial intelligence to create art. And I think I have this stance because I can't draw. I'm not an illustrator. So for me to be able to type text or voice text to a program and tell it exactly what I want. They're calling it prompt engineering, telling it exactly what I want. It's going to create whatever I can imagine. And so that's what they're really pushing this for. Like a lot of people are saying that it's like going to be a tool for artists. Like you don't see it as being a tool.
We don't need what for what? What do we need that for a tool for?
Like
How?
as far as okay, okay, how about this? When you draw or when you illustrate, do you see like what you're drawing in your head, or do you just like make the line strokes turn into something?
Both.
Hmm. Yeah, because I could see it being a tool for creators if you guys, whatever you see in your head, you're able to write it out and put it into, a program and it comes out with the art that you want. Like it's really gonna show like how you can articulate your imagination.
Part of the journey of being an artist is uh the learning journey part of it, right? So if I want to create, if let's say I'm creating a shield and the shield is not dull, it's very shiny, it's brand new, just came out of the blacksmith's whatever, then, and it's all shiny and stuff, and they're shining it up or whatever. I don't know what you call that. What do you call
Polish.
polishing it up or
Polishing.
whatever, like do I create, depending on material, do I is it going to be reflective or is it just going to be dull gray like granite style? And part of my talent and journey of being an artist is looking at references, right? And saying, oh, granite, this looks like granite, or looking at a piece of glass and having a reflection from it, and then drawing that inside the shield, and then like having the reflect putting the reflection of the whole room in that shield. I mean, that's my job. You know what I mean? That's my, and then making that part inside the shield a little more dim, because obviously it's not going to be clear. It's going to be like a little dim because it's for reflection. I mean, that's my
Yeah.
part of the talent. Um, but
Yeah.
I see both sides, but I just can't, I cannot get behind that. As a musician, they're making music, they're making drawings, they're going to be making, AI to talk to. It's going to be like Her, that movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix. It's just pretty soon we're not going to need anybody. We're just going to type in things in
Well,
the computer or the AI or the generator, and then it's
yeah.
going to produce whatever I want.
Yeah, because it's definitely coming up with a lot of ethical concerns. And the ones for me that I see right now is that it's definitely taking away from collaboration, and it's isolating people. Like I can see how it's going to isolate people unless people are collaborating on these art things, but you don't really need a collaborator unless you guys are working on your prompts and your, whatever you're putting into the text to image um app.
No, there wouldn't be no point, because I could be like, put in like a Bape style, hoodie, mixed in with, Jim Lee drawing or whatever, and they're gonna create, whatever it's gonna create, and then you're gonna be, oh, okay, that's cool, that's mine,
Right.
and it's not yours. It's like it's your idea, you know what I'm saying, but you didn't do anything. You didn't pay anybody, you didn't pay Jimmy the rights, or Nego the rights. So it's just like it's gonna be, I was gonna say a slippery slope, but it's not. It's just gonna be apparent stealing.
Right. I mean, that's things that they are going to have to consider. Like there's going to be copywriting issues. But I did hear on a podcast that they were saying that, like, if you put in the prompt, oh, create a Mona Lisa, like it's going to be the computer's idea of the Mona Lisa. It's not going to technically be the Mona Lisa. So therefore, it kind of gets around that. But then there's going to be the idea of like the likeness of it, like, so it's definitely gonna, it's still all very recent and new, so it's gonna have copywriting issues for sure. I
I
think
mean,
that's gonna be ethical. That's gonna
that
be
computer is taking, all the data it has from other artists, and then creating that Mona Lisa. So I mean, you can nitpick and say, oh, that's my eyeball that I, whatever, if you're like Michael Husser or whatever, but you there's no,
yeah,
it's not original. It's not, it's very, it's dangerous. It's like deep fake. It's very dangerous, and
yeah,
it's gonna take, money from the pockets of real creatives. And it's some, again, I can't get behind it, but I get it. I understand it. I just don't have
right.
no use for it. But I am a person who doesn't need it. But I get it, because, like, you said, earlier, like, you can't draw, so it's, I
Right.
get that.
But it excites me to know that whatever's in my brain, if I can't draw it, but I could think it and have a vision for it, I could create it.
Yeah, it's
Like
convenient. It's opposed to
it's
going,
convenient.
as opposing to, working with a creative and letting them do their thing, and then getting
Right.
it
But
back
people don't want to have,
and being like, oh, I don't like that. Can you change this? Can you put a bush here? No, you can do that in your own little prompt or whatever, your little
right.
generator. Put in there, oh, I want to
Exactly.
move the bush here, or whatever. I mean, it's just like there's other things too, like when people create things in Photoshop, and I didn't know they were like taking from, to make a city. I
Hmm.
didn't know they were taking actual cities, and putting them in their drawing, and then just like filtering it
Building
up.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's cheating.
Right.
For me,
Right.
you know what I mean? I think it's cheating to copy a face, straight from here, instead of creating your own face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean you're passionate about it because you're actually gifted. Because I think that's kind of what's gonna come into play. Because no matter what is happening, because they even have people calling themselves AI purists. So I was like, what? AI purists? Like, what does that even mean? And that means that people are getting like conferences and going around speaking just because they've been very successful at prompt engineering and creating art. without, and what makes them an AI purist is that they don't fix it later or add to it in post production. They just go with whatever the computer generates. So I feel like there's gonna already be like, as this transitions, or this might flop, who knows? But I don't think so. But there's gonna be people who are traditional artists like yourself. There's gonna be the AI purists who think, oh, I'm just using AI to create my art. And then there's gonna be another level of artists who are doing mixed media, doing both. And so I think a lot of the most talented, the most gifted, and the people who embrace the technology, I think will last, because you have to adapt to the world and to what's happening. And like it's not gonna go anywhere. So I feel like you have to embrace it.
No, you don't have to embrace it.
But I mean, you don't have to, but like you said, there's going to be a lot of people who don't want to deal with a human and have to like tell them and go back and forth with them on what they want. I mean, but you'll still have your clients who do want to have that,
Authentic.
yeah, that human touch, because that's the one thing for me too. It's like that artist emotion. Because like if a computer is generating it, they're flawed as well. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of, there, like I've seen pictures or portraits where people's teeth are jacked up, or it's like it's not connected,
Yeah.
or like something's not connected. You know what I mean? So there's like a lot of flaws, but I know it's
Yeah.
getting better. But
I saw a Laura Croft AI generated Laura Croft that had 3 legs.
right, yeah, they had multiple appendages. So I mean, you definitely,
This is just like Drip. I don't know if you remember that program Drip for like for music producers. It's like they'll create chords for you. Like
oh
if you're
wow.
not learning how to, I don't know if it's called Drip. I think it's called Drip. If you're not learning how to play chords and play keys, and you want to be a producer, you're cheating, bro. Like I mean,
Right, but
it's
people
pure and
don't
simple.
care. People
I
don't care.
understand that. I understand that, but
That's like the
that's
DJ. That's like DJing, like DJs with vinyl and DJs with MP3s. Like people are or using the apps to just blend. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just want to play the music.
yeah, if you're not learning the fundamentals of a medium, then you're fake and you're not real, and you don't get my respect. I know I'm not I'm not popular or person, but it's still like in my eye, I can't respect that. I don't respect that shit at all. I don't respect the music part. I don't respect the art, the illustrative part of it. That you just don't get my respect. That's You're cheating. You're cutting corners, and I don't like it. I can't respect it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, the purists, they do push, you should know the fundamentals, the foundation of anything, any craft. And I believe that because we're millennials, so we know like the analog and the digital world. But think about the kids that are gonna be born this year. They're not even gonna know how to do
Yeah,
certain things
you're
because
not
they already
purists.
have the technology. You know what I
But
mean?
even with me, like let's say like I'm a kid from the 80s, right? So if I wanted to learn how to write music, I didn't go straight to like I didn't listen to well, I did listen to Jodeci, but I also went to Stevie Wonder. I went to Motown. I went to like how Bobby Caldwell wrote his music, how Earth, Wind and Fire, you know what I mean? And that's not my generation.
Like you did your research and
Yeah, I
you went
did.
back. Yeah.
I went down the rabbit hole of music because I wanted to be a purist. I wanted to do my homework.
Yeah.
If they're a kid now is like, oh, he's doing AI art, okay, cool. But then he goes and says, well, you know what? How do they do that? And I want to figure out how they do that and start picking up a paintbrush and some paint. Then I
Yeah.
can respect that. You know what I'm
And it might
saying?
be
But
like a renaissance or something and it'll come back to traditional art, but
yeah,
we just
like
don't
vinyl.
know. Yeah, like we don't know how AI art is gonna last, or like kind of like NFTs. Like NFTs are still a thing and Web3 is still a thing, but it's not as hot and it might get developed later, or more. But I see this AI art as being something that's going to last, especially for a lot of businesses and like people who don't have the skills
Or
in,
money.
yeah, you know? So it's like it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be gravitated towards a lot quicker than like the NFT space or
I
whatever.
mean, again, I get it. I understand it. There's a lot of lazy people out there and a lot of broke
Yeah,
people who don't want to pay the real artists, and I understand that. But for me personally, I don't condone it. I will never support it, and I don't have respect for anybody who uses it.
right. But a lot of people like the world is mediocre. The world is like wants
100%
convenience.
with
They want convenience.
all
They
these
don't care.
engineers, all these engineers are trying to make everything convenient. Absolutely, 100%. Look at your phones. Look at our phones, and they're getting lower in price. Look at the
Yeah,
tabs. They're getting smaller, thinner, or bigger, depending on if you want to draw on it. But they're getting smaller and smaller. Pretty soon we're going to have hologram shits and keyboards and stuff.
yeah,
But you're going to be messing with light and everything. I mean, I get it. I understand. It's just for
yeah.
me in that aspect of it. Everything else in tech, I love. I love technology, but
Right,
like
right.
everything else, I can't get down with it. Even with like MP3s as being a DJ, I got a controller. I mess with MP3 just because I can have more music on the
You
hard
don't have to
drive.
cart all your
But
vinyl.
yeah, but I'm still doing tricks. I'm still scratching. I'm still blending myself. There's no BPM. I'm not cheating because I know the fundamentals of DJing because I did my homework and I started from the bottom and I'm going to the top. So it's
Right,
just
right.
like
But I just don't think there's gonna be people who value those things. A lot of people don't value
that's fine. They're not going to
the
be the
hard work.
purists. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I
I mean,
understand that.
yeah, it's not, I just see this really taking off like crazy, and especially all the things that it's saying that it's about to do. Like you were mentioning about art and working on your shields, lighting and all that. Like they have 3D models where you could like prompt engineer the lighting, and like there's other programs where you could like make video. Like that's tapping into my world. You know what I'm saying? Like people won't need videographers. Like you said, a lot of this AI stuff, it's gonna replace a lot of people.
Yeah, look at
That's
Squarespace. You gotta learn coding anymore. You don't need Dreamscape. No, you just go straight to Squarespace or Wix or whatever. You know what I mean? Just drag and drop, drag and drop.
Yeah. No, it's true, but honestly, a lot of that technical stuff, it's a waste of time. And like you want to just put your art out. So this is like allowing people to put their art out
But
and
that's
like
not their art though. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not. It's you're
it's their
using it's
idea. It's your
right,
your ideas expressed in art
right,
by a computer, you
right.
know? And then but
Yep.
my thing too is like I wonder what the art, if is it all gonna just look the same, or is it because things have feeling, like that's the thing, like I think we'll lose from traditional art if we don't have traditional art, but I think we will. I'm pretty sure we will. Like there's a lot of emotion in art, and I don't think a computer could capture that unless you like prompt engineer it to do that. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it's like DJing. It's like if you have a playlist and you're a DJ and all you're doing is pressing buttons, and you don't care what the audience is going off of or whatever, like that's not a passionate DJ. A DJ is like, let me put my music in, let me play this, that, or whatever, and see how the crowd reacts. Or the crowd's doing this, or somebody had a request, or I feel like playing this instead of that, and they play it and it's a hit, or it's not a hit, and they cut it off and play another song that might be a better hit just to see if the crowd keeps moving and it went and it does work, so it keeps going. It's like it's a job. It's an actual real job and actual work because you're
Right.
going off of the feels of your crowd. It's like, so when you're painting or creating something or somebody or a character or whatever, it I mean as I mean, this is just going to be horrible. They're even getting into journalism and stuff, and people are writing.
No, creative writers done. It's
Yeah,
done.
bots are creating stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like you don't
it's
even know. Like Amazon has a whole section on AI created books. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, dang, I feel like that it feels like it is cheating, because It's
It is cheating.
leveling the playing field for everyone to get involved. But think about it, with music, that's what they did with introducing DAWs into everybody's home for music versus having to, go to the studio, and like they made all the production equipment and recording equipment affordable, but it just it did allow people to get involved, but that didn't mean that it was good, you know? So
But I agree, but on the flip side, I disagree because some of us who might have a little bit of talent, you know what I mean, who know the C D E F's, and all the notes and stuff, we can't afford to come to LA. We can't afford to get anybody's attention. We have to make our music and unmastered and put it on Bandcamp or Amazon Prime and hope somebody listens to it. You know what I'm saying? But with all that and with the AI situation, the DAWs in SoundCloud, it's all these producers and artists saturated the game. You know what I'm saying? And then you have music that did come out prior to like No Limit Records, who are putting out boo boo quality sounding music and not getting their stuff mastered and just putting it on SoundCloud, and people don't care because they don't know what sound quality is, and they're just listening to all these
yeah,
songs, and they're horrible lo-fi.
right. I was about to say, but
I
that's
can't
when
hear
that
it.
whole
You're
yeah,
saying it's bullshit.
yeah, that's when whole genres are created, or subgenres, like lo-fi,
But it's
beats,
more like
lo-fi.
but it's more like we can't, or they can't afford the studio time or the mastering, and I know they have like mastering programs and software. I use them, some of them, but they're not the same. It's not the same as a person, a human being going in and mastering your track, you know what I'm saying? Because that person has experience and it just sounds different. And then, it just it's it's bad.
Yeah. No, I feel you, like, because we're definitely passionate about music, and we still need a human touch, but just knowing how humans are and how surface they are, I could see it
I'm,
all
I'm
being
just an
lost.
artist. I'm just an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Right. But people are sensitive about their money, and they're
Erica
gonna,
Badu.
right.
No, for real. Yeah, I
And
understand,
they're
but
gonna wanna, dude, like, it's gonna, like, it's happening.
hey, look at cooking. It's gonna be like I want Nashville style chicken sandwich, and you just type that in, and the computer's just gonna be grabbing food here. Gonna have like 6 arms and shit, and just go into these cupboards and get what they need, chop up stuff. It ain't gonna be no chefs anymore. Everything's gonna be AI. So reap what you sow. It's all gonna be karma.
But I mean, I wouldn't even, it's not, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But
I
it's
think it's a
like,
big deal.
for you, yes, for sure. But I think what's going to happen is people are going to like seeing what their mind can create. Even if
I
they can't,
understand it. I get it. I get
even
it.
if they can't draw, like, they're going to love to, it's going to be like a whole thing. I feel it.
I get it.
People are going to, even for themselves, like, I want to try it. I want to see what's in my mind, if I can get it out, and what it would be. And I think it's going to be a whole thing. Like, it's already a whole thing.
I get it. I just don't
Like
respect
this,
it.
I heard this lady, she's like going to Italy and going to Paris and talking about all this because she's an AI artist. And I'm like, dang,
Bullshit.
man. And she's getting paid. She's getting
Bullshit.
paid. I mean, hey,
Bullshit.
that's what all life is about. It's
So yeah, it's about bullshitters. Yeah, it's about cheaters. Absolutely.
I
It's
think
about
about,
people.
hello, people
It's
cheat their
about
whole
it's
lives.
about hustlers who cut corners and know how to cut corners and know how to work the game. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. So,
But
like, you have
I could hate on it. I'm hating on it for real. But that's on them. I mean,
but it's
I'm
not
not
gonna
stop.
matter though.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not stopping their money. I just, for me personally, like I would never have respect for that kind of a person. I would never like advertise them or condone them or want to be associated with them. That's all. But who am I?
right.
I'm just a guy. I'm just a light skinned dude with an opinion.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's a lot of people that feel that way, but there's also a lot of people who are just like,
But don't give a shit. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
making
But
money,
it's
you know what I
okay.
mean?
That's okay. I believe in karma, and it's all gonna turn around. It's okay.
Right. But I mean, it's not a bad thing if people want
I think
to.
it's a bad thing. I think it's bad.
It's just, I mean, yeah, you could think it's bad, but I
I
mean,
think it's
it's
bad.
just gonna happen.
I think it's
And
like
people are gonna be famous
yeah, it's
for
like
it.
digital cameras and all the phones getting better and better with their pixelation and all that stuff. And it that took the artistic um presence and talent away from actually being a photographer, because now you can just shoot. You can shoot 2,000 times and then go through all those 2,000 snapshots that you picked instead of taking five. You know what I'm saying? Like taking five that you see in your mind. Now it's just like, and then okay, now we'll just go through it and see. It's not there's no more photographers anymore. There's they're all digital and taking millions of pictures when you just need three. There's no foresight no more. There's no talent in it anymore. So that's what's going to happen with AI. It's just going to be like, I want a sunshine here and in the farm here, and make it look like Polak did the the painting and their colors, and then generated. Boom, there you go in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, it's a new lane that's being created, like with anything. Because this one lady was saying that traditional artists back in the day were scared of the camera. They were scared that the camera was going to take away from the artist, but it actually just created a whole new lane of art. So, I mean, this is just going to be a whole new lane for people to make money,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so it's like like I said, I think it's going to be three schools of thought or belief: traditional purist artists, AI purists, and mixed media who uses both.
yeah.
So it's
And
not
we
gonna,
and we know who the lazy ones are, and the non
but
and the non-talented ones are.
but does hard work, just because you work hard at doing something, does that
Mm-hmm.
make you better at it? You know what I mean? Like,
You Yes, if you put 10,000 hours into something, you will get better at it. Yes. Yes. When I was playing guitar for the first time for the first 3 months and I had an actual show, I was horrible. But then I put my 10,000 hours in, and now I'm strumming like a motherfucker. I could play other people's music because I put in the hard work. Yes, 100%. It's not me going, oh, type this song here. I want to play Jodeci's Success, type it in, and then put it in my hands and now start playing in like 10 seconds. No, I put in the work.
right. But
Yes.
but but no, but that's I'm saying, like, does it make is a song better because you composed the notes yourself,
Yes. Yes.
or you had an idea of what you wanted, the melody? You don't know how to write notes, so
Mhm.
you created the melody with your imagination,
If I
and the
take it,
song
if
came out like just in 3 minutes. The song came out in 3 minutes off of what you created from your mind.
what song is more eternal? A song from Earth, Wind, and Fire like September, or all of their albums, or a song by YG made by what's his face, with produced by what's his face?
DJ Mustard.
Yeah, who has more longevity? Who has more artistry in the music? Which sounds more deep and profound?
Well, I mean, they're musicians, and DJ Mustard, he's a producer.
Yeah,
It's just different.
and
I
they're
mean, it
they're producers too. The Earth, Wind, and Fire, they're producers too. They produce those their albums.
right, but for Mustard to have the success that he's had, he's still making good songs.
No,
It just depends.
he
It just
produced for a certain time, and then was backed by a machine that wanted to push that kind of music out.
right,
If you I swear to God, if
and he may
people
have more money.
if people listen to those songs again as grown adults, you'll realize how just not good those songs are. They're just for quick titillation. You know what I mean? But Earth, Wind and Fire, Stevie Wonder, the Isleys, their music is eternal. And what they're talking about is eternal. You know what I mean? Anything right now is just, even R&B is just horrible. Hip hop is just horrible. Or rap,
Yeah, no,
whatever.
I can't disagree with you because I don't know, I just
They're
don't
just
feel it.
real quick. It's like five. I saw something on YouTube. This kid was like, I can make a beat in 5 minutes, and it's just like sounds like everybody else's beat on the radio.
Right, right, right.
You're just using the same stems, using the same hi hats, the same kicks.
Well, that's just copycat. That's copycat
Well, what
stuff.
is AI art?
It's imagination.
It's copycatting. It's taking from something else.
No, it's not. It's imagination. It's what you
Where
t-
are they
it's
getting it
what you
from?
tell it. It's what you tell it
Yeah, but
to
where's it
create.
getting it from? It's coding. It's like it's getting it from somewhere. It's not just creating it out of thin air. It's taking and borrowing. That's the problem, right? It's they're taking other people's styles and making it their whatever you want it to, them to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, the machine learning. I mean, technically, yeah,
Even with beats, even with hip hop, they're sampling. Every kick is a borrowed kick. It's how many of those sounds are from James Brown's drummer? It's just
right. But it's
it's
the
the same thing.
imagination, right? But it's the imagination that makes it different or whatever. So I don't know.
100%, yeah. It's
It's
like
just
DJ Premier, like I Come Clean is like one of the best songs I've ever heard, but he sampled that whole dang drip drip and it made it amazing,
yeah,
right?
because of that person's individual creativity.
But he
And
also gave them credit. They get credit. So it took De La Soul so long for their discography to come out because they had to get all the samples cleared and all everybody get paid, so they can get credit. So you
right.
got to give them credit. I guess I would feel kind of different if they were like, oh well, I took this from Michael Hustler and I took this from Jim Lee and I took this from McFarlane and I made my own whatever T-shirt. It's like people like putting Nipsey Hussle on their shirts and selling them. It's like, are you giving any proceeds to Nipsey Hussle and his family, or are you
Well,
just
yeah,
cashing in on his departure?
right. And
That's
that's
not
where the
right.
ethical, but that's where the ethical stuff's gonna come in, like in the copywriting
Yeah, and
infringement.
that's the part I don't. That's the part I don't like. It's copycatting. It's not creative. It's lazy, and I understand it.
But I see it as a tool that's necessary
For
for
lazy people who can't draw and don't want to pay somebody, yes, I
no,
get
but
it.
it's not lazy. It's we don't know how to draw.
You could learn how to draw. You could do your own stuff.
No, but some like you're gifted at that. I can't draw.
Yeah, but
I
I didn't
can't.
come out the womb like that. Like I put in my 10,000 hours.
Right, but still, no, not everybody could draw. There's no way. Like
You could draw
the
your
level,
style.
yeah, but no. Like the level of what I would want, I couldn't do for sure.
Yeah,
For
so then you pay somebody else to do it.
or AI.
But or AI, the cheap and lazy way. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's all about saving money. People don't want to spend $1,000 on a piece of art no more.
I will say this: you will get what you pay for in closing, and I believe in karma.
Yeah. But I mean, karma, like you keep saying that, but like it's not really a bad thing.
To you,
Everybody, I mean, everybody's gonna get hurt by robots and technology.
yeah,
I mean, photography, videography, editing, all that.
yeah.
But I mean, it still would be good to like AI just isn't at a level to create amazing things in some instances. Like it's
But it will
still
be, and I've seen some really cool stuff, so it will be. So I agree with everything you're saying. I again, for the fifth time, I just can't condone it. I don't agree with it, but I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah, like it's gonna happen. Like it's happening. But okay, so
It's
like,
happening.
so like the calculator, when the graphing calculators and the calculator period came out, I mean, did people miss doing long division? Like,
But did
is it necessary to know how to divide and
100%.
multiply?
Yes.
But where do you use
By
it in
hand,
life? But
by
where do you use it?
fundamentals, yes.
Yeah, like where do you use that in life though? Why would you need that?
For clearance sales
But you just use
to
a
see how much,
calculator.
just okay, but what if I don't have one?
But everybody gets calculators are like $8.
I
You
know,
know what I'm
but
saying?
to find a percentage is pretty fast. So I mean, if you don't know, it's like reading a hand clock. You don't know how to read a hand clock, so you're just lazy fuck. Sorry.
But it's not important. Like it's just it's saving
It's like it's
time.
like it's like those people who do not every morning make up their bed. You're lazy and you probably don't have discipline in your life. It's the same thing. It's the little things like long division, like
You do long division.
like
No.
calculating. I know
But
how to.
why?
I would. Why would I? Why would I not?
But why would you? Like
Because
there's no
I can, Stacy. Because I know how.
right, but why? Like I'm just saying
Because I can.
if you could just type into a calculator, you're
I don't
done.
feel like going into my phone.
But see, a lot of people don't have time. Like I don't
You
know, a
make
lot of
time.
technology, no, technology, there's some stuff
Yes.
that could go. There's a lot of stuff that could go, and technology is making it as a time saver. It's not
Yeah,
lazy.
I understand that.
It's
The
like
whole
I
point
wouldn't want
of
to waste
engineering and innovation is the whole point. I understand.
right, but I wouldn't want to waste my time doing long division. So
That's
like I'm
you though.
right, yes, absolutely. I have
That's
a
you and a
lot on my
lot of
plate.
people.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have a lot on my plate. So I'm grateful for the tools.
Yeah, because that's part of your laziness.
I guess, but I if that's what you want to call it, like
I mean, if I want to figure out a percentage, I might use the calculator. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just lazy. I might not make my bed every morning. I'm being lazy. You know,
yeah, but
it's
using a calculator is not lazy. It's not wasting time.
no, it's not about like using the calculator. It's the fact that some people either don't want to take the time or don't know, just flat out don't know the fundamentals of something. That's the analogy of the calculator.
Right.
You're too lazy or don't care
It's
enough
not
to know the
necessary.
fundamentals.
It's just not necessary.
Okay, but what happens when if we don't have calculators? You just not going to do the math. You're going to ask them, "Oh, you guys have a calculator? Somebody have a calculator?"
Well, I
Like
mean,
you're so
like,
dependent on technology.
no,
It's
but
going
I'm
to be
just
your route.
saying, in real life, where do you use math computations?
I
Like the
just
only thing I can think of is if you go to dinner, right?
split the
And
check,
you split the
or
check, you're
you
trying to
find
figure out
out
the tax, you want to figure out the tip,
banking, how much the car, the APR on credit cards, all the anything. Math is universal. It's all over the place.
right? But they put like for tips and stuff and everything you mentioned is
Yeah,
on the
the
receipt.
gratuity, sure, but then
It's on the receipt. You
if
don't
you want
have
to
to,
change it, you could do more or less. He doesn't deserve, or he or she doesn't deserve this.
right? But I'm just saying math computations are not necessary
I'm
anymore.
saying people are losing the fundamentals because we have easy access to things, and that's fine. I understand it. It's being lazy though.
But people like, I mean, yeah, some people have
What are
to,
you arguing here?
but listen, some people have to use a well because they don't have internal plumbing. You know what I'm saying? And like you have to walk to the well, you have to go put the bucket down in there.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it's lazy. There's just conveniences with advancements in technology. So all I'm saying is that technology is taking things further and it's making things convenient for people. And it's going to help people to produce and it's going to help people get money.
And
And
we're
that's
gonna
all that America cares about.
and we're gonna lose touch with fundamentals, and then one day we're gonna need them, and more than half of the population is not gonna know what to do.
Because it's not going to be necessary.
It will be
So
necessary.
soon we're going to be able to like touch screen the air.
You
And
act like machines is just gonna be here forever. You
they're
act
going to outlive
like
us.
we're gonna be dependent on these machines. Like we're not ever gonna have a time where like things might shut down. You know what I mean? Some EMP might go off, and we're not gonna have nothing. Now what? Who's gonna make your food? Oh, I can't push the buttons no more.
Yeah.
How you gonna distribute food and give a percentage of this or that to different villages and stuff? Oh, I don't know. I just used the calculator. I don't remember.
Right. That's all you need.
Good
You don't
luck.
formulas, or you need a calculator for
Good luck.
formulas. You don't need to know how to do it, the fundamentals. You just need to know the formula. But I mean, that's a emergency situation. But for the most part,
Would it be nice to know though? Is what I'm trying to say. It's like, okay, sure, you know, you do long division, you know long division, you know your percentages. Okay, now you could do the calculator. You know how to do the graph, the parabola. You know how to do your grids, your x and y's, your axes and stuff like that.
but we
You
don't
do
use that.
Then I know, but I'm just saying in geometry. We were talking about math. And
Right.
then now you can go to the graphic calculator or whatever and see how it looks like instead of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you do vinyl first, then you do MP3. You don't go to MP3.
That's because
To have appreciation of what of the calculator or the music. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You do long
But
division first, and then you go to the calculator. This is what it looks like. Bam, 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 bam. Then you go to the calculator.
right.
But
But only thing
we're jumping to the calculator. We're jumping to our phones now. We're jumping to the digital camera. We're jumping to the controller and the MP3s
in AI,
and AI. We're jumping. You know what I mean? We're
like
skipping all the
technologies for
fundamentals.
yeah, it's for convenience. It's for convenience and productivity for companies.
I get that. I'm just expressing how I feel about it. For me, it's like you learn the fundamentals first, and then you go. You know what I mean? Like I do coding
I
first, and then
hear
I go to
you.
Squarespace.
I hear you, but it doesn't matter anymore. That's all I'm saying. But I
It
think the
doesn't matter
only
to lazy
thing
people. Yes.
no,
Yes.
it's not a thing of
Yes.
laziness. It's
Yes, it
really
is. It's lazy. Well, to me, it's lazy, Stacy. I get what you're saying, but for me, in my opinion, if you're somebody who wants to get into a craft and you don't want to do the work first, you just want to jump into the easy part, that's lazy. That's lazy, bro. Come on, man. You're cutting corners. You're cutting corners from somebody who did their went to school, studied under people who knew what they were talking about, put their 10,000 hours in, and here you come buying the app for like a month, making something, generating something, prompting something that took you 10 seconds that will take somebody else a whole day to create. That's not fair. That's not fair. And that's not creative.
life isn't
That's
fair.
lazy. I know. I'm just expressing myself.
Right, right. No,
And
I
that's
hear you.
lazy as fuck.
I
It's
hear you.
lazy, bro.
It's
It will never get the respect from real creators. Anybody who uses that shit, you will never ever get. I don't care how much money you're making. I don't care how much hustling and lying you're doing for people and going across. I don't give a fuck about that.
right.
That's lazy. That's
And you
absurd.
guys
And
can
that's
feel that
cheating.
way. And you guys can totally feel that way. But people are interested
I
in
don't care
saving
about those
time.
people. I get that.
People
I
are interested
understand
in
that.
saving time,
I
saving
understand.
money,
I get it.
saving a headache,
I
dealing with
get
an
it.
artist.
I get it.
So
I
it's
get it.
gonna happen. So
Yep.
embrace
It's
the
already here.
tool.
It's already here. No. Never.
Or you don't have to. You don't have to
Yeah.
though.
I won't. I
But
will never.
right.
But I get it. I get it.
But it's not lazy. It's cost
It's
effective.
definitely for me.
It's cost effective for
No, it's lazy.
entrepreneurs.
I get it. I understand it. I agree.
Right.
I agree with you, Stacy. I agree. But it's still lazy.
It's not
And
lazy.
you're cheating real artists out of their talent. So that's all.
I mean, it is what it is. Like I have to, I mean, with videography and editing, I have to accept that people may go the other route. I mean, I can't get mad at it. I
I'm not
can't get
saying I
mad at
don't
it.
accept it. I will never use it. I'm not it. I just don't have respect for people who use it. That's all.
Like if somebody wants something custom, then I
Bro,
can see.
it don't
Like
there's no convincing me, bro. What are you doing? What
I'm
we
not
talking
convincing
about?
you, but I'm saying
Okay.
if people want something custom, then that's the only reason you would go to an artist of any form. If you want something custom at this point, because computers cannot make inferences and put that human touch on things. But other than that,
Not yet.
right.
Pretty soon you're gonna know the difference. Pretty soon we're gonna be like, oh, make a Picasso style Jay-Z portrait. And it's gonna happen.
But you don't
In
even have to,
10 seconds.
yeah, but I mean, you don't even have to have a name or a brand. You could just be like, oh, create me a monster with hairy legs and a purple dress with green glasses that are shiny and sparkly and a shirt that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's gonna it doesn't have to be on brand of something either. So in that case it's like your creativity, your imagination.
Okay. I don't agree.
So but but so yeah, but that's pretty much everything. We're not gonna shout out any products. I
I'm
won't do
not.
that to you. I won't do that to you.
I was gonna say you could if you want. Like it ain't gonna come out my mouth.
Right. No, and they're not paying any of us. So, but I was looking at some of them today and I'm like, dang, this is crazy. Like there was this one program, like I've been wanting to create a short film, but I don't know any actors. I don't know, but I could create a whole film with this one software. So it's like an open door in a lot of areas for me.
Yeah, and then what happens to the actors on SAG or on the backstage and all the directors who went to school or put in the work and actually understand all the terminology that all goes out the window.
No, they'll still be there, but for like somebody like me who's still entry level, still trying to get out there, who doesn't have a budget, who but has a creativity or imagination, it's gonna get me in the door to maybe one day be able to afford actors and actresses and
Yeah,
get a feature film.
instead of putting in the work and doing the dirt and working under another director around you or whatever, trying to find somebody who can mentor you. Yeah, 100%. You're cutting corners.
I'm getting it done.
Yeah, for your yes, absolutely, for your benefit because you don't have the time. Yeah, I understand.
Or
I
I don't
get it.
have the resources
But you could find the resources. People do it all the time. Why is it different with you?
because I don't
Because you
know.
don't
I
make
guess
the
I
time?
mean now that there's this, I
Yeah.
don't want to spend money on an actor or an
Yeah.
actress.
Exactly. And that's how the creatives are going to lose money and lose their jobs.
Especially where I live, there isn't a what do you call it? A pool of actors and actresses.
But they're there.
Yeah, I don't know how you find them.
Go on Fiverr, go on Craigslist. I did my student film there. How did I do that? So if you want it, it will happen. If you want to cut corners, it will happen.
But it's not cutting corners.
I don't, dude.
It's
I don't
getting
agree with you. I don't
right,
agree. I won't
right.
agree.
I'm not asking you to, but I'm just telling you what is actuality, like reality.
Oh, you. There is no way I will see that as actuality. That is cutting corners. You are cutting corners, bro. It's the same thing with me doing the MP3s. I'm cutting corners. I'm not getting vinyl. I'm not carrying crates anymore. I'm cutting a corner. My corner is MP3s, and all I have to do is bring a 5-inch hard drive that has 1,000 songs on there. I'm cutting a corner. My controller is the size of a backpack. Instead of hauling two
Yeah, it's also
pounds of
safer,
like turntables.
and it's safer to not cart around all your vinyl
But
like
it's
that.
not better.
But there's a lot of benefits.
But it's not better, in my opinion.
Right, exactly.
In my opinion, because vinyl is so much fun. Turntables are so much better. But I'm cutting a corner because my back hurts. I'm getting old.
Right. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much our input on this topic.
The 2 cents
AI art.
from the 2 cents.
Yeah, definitely different perspectives. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying,
I agree with
but
everything you're saying.
it's just, it's just what's happening, what's going to be happening and happening. So,
Yep, 100%.
cool. Thanks for
Cool.
listening, guys.
Comments below.